Hey guys, how you going? Hey guys, you worried about the effects of 5G radiation? Well, let me introduce you to the affiliate of this video. They're called EMF Harmonized, and they filter out the harmful RF waves that actually damage our DNA. Kids are also more susceptible to the RF waves than adults are, and what they do is EMFs clump together red blood cells and cause lots of problems. This technology prevents that. And as you can see, they have products for your phone, your tablet and your computer, as well as your body. You can actually buy these for your body. So if you'd like to help a fellow truther and help me out as well, please check out the affiliate link down below. They also actually have a video showing you the red blood cells, how they clump together with 5G radiation, and how this technology protects you from that. Okay guys, if you're interested, check out the affiliate link below. Thanks guys. Hey guys, before I start, I'd like to thank Sherry, David, Catherine and Michael and all my PayPals and Patreons. I do appreciate all of you. I tried to go back as far as I could over the last 2 weeks to thank everybody, because I've got a feeling I've left someone out along the way, and I'm really sorry if I have. And I want to apologise for the lack of uploading on YouTube, because I'm finding it very hard as to what I can say and what I can't say. Because once bitten, twice shy. After my last channel was removed, I am really unsure as to what I can say and what I can't say. So here goes. Anyway, and I'm not sure, but I might have to take a break from YouTube for a couple of weeks. I'm still going on Rumble and Odysee, so please, if you haven't already, subscribe over there to get the things that I just feel like I can't say here. Okay, let's talk about technology and the grip it has, okay? Isn't it funny how industry leaders believe that turning off lights, finding a channel on the TV, or turning on the radio constitutes as something being smart? Are these difficult tasks for human beings? When did humanity get so lazy? Nowadays, everything's smart except for you, of course. They want you to believe you are incapable and need their help, while they turn on the mic, the camera, implant subliminal messaging or frequencies and spy on you through constant surveillance systems running across the entire grid. Not to mention cars with all their beeps and stuff. I swear they're making people not think. Most people don't even realise the damage that is being done to them, the mind control they are sipping in, and the constant energy-sucking distractions that are steadily stealing their lives. There was a CBS reality television series called Hunted that aired back in 2017, whereby 18 everyday people set off in 9 groups to try and get off the grid by evading the FBI and US Marshals in a time where everything is digitally tracked. I wonder how they went. If they could last a full 28 days without being hunted down, they would win $250,000. It was interesting to observe how some of the seemingly obvious things to avoid they were finding very difficult to live without, and how at every turn and every corner they were picked off due to surveillance everywhere. I'm going to have to look at that. A reality TV show called Hunted. Now more than ever, it's becoming increasingly important for people to protect themselves from the various methods of control being utilised through technology. It's equally important to protect one's privacy and preserve their time and energy for living a more fulfilled life. Initially, it'll take some time, courage and support to cut a path towards healthier and safer habits and routines. This is where the circle comes in and why it's so important. What is the circle? It's something that the LBRY report has been prompting people to do for years. For people to form small groups of 12 or fewer members that meet regularly to provide a financial and educational support system for one another. Working together in a circle will provide a support system with loyal people who have each other's backs, can tackle tasks together, research and coordinate plans, and in this case, some new technology and features that will assist the circle in moving forward in a safer environment for their home, families, and the circle itself. The piece is designed to inspire a discussion of best practices, and we expect this to start a rich discussion that can lead to better network intelligence on how to use technology wisely. It can be downloaded in PDF format here for the convenience of having a printable checklist to work through. It's important to recognise and understand that nothing is truly 100% safe when it comes to privacy on the internet, but we do the best we can to protect ourselves and minimise our exposure and footprint. If the powers that be truly wanted access, we all know that they control the doorways. This article was written by Corey Lynn. The infrastructure of influence operations. The infrastructure is somewhat boundless and seems to seep in from every crevice, but there are ways to minimise and avoid much of it. It's important to recognise who and where it's coming from in order to begin removing and limiting all of this noise. The influences: social and news media, entertainment industry, education systems, schools, politicians, big corp, big tech, big pharma, agents of influences who make it seem like there is organic support for the narratives being pushed, unknowing individuals who have been manipulated. Applications used for MK and tracking. TV, radio, internet, smartphones and smartwatches, video games, GPS systems in vehicles, cell towers, smart meters, surveillance cameras on every corner, satellites and drones, transhumanism-related technologies, AI and robotics, smart devices such as Amazon Alexa or Echo, Apple's HomePod or Google Nest Cam, materials received in the mail, visual aids such as signs, stickers and plexiglass walls, covert invisible forms of MK, long and shortwave electromagnetic forces emitted in public spaces to induce certain feelings, frequency manipulation, subliminal programming, brain manipulation, entertainment technology. Waveform can be transmitted through the entire power grid into our homes. Minimising risks and maximising your circle. This is one of the most important checklists you'll ever complete. Sure, it may take several weeks, but that's okay. This isn't a race. It's important to accomplish these tasks sooner rather than later, but it will also feel like a bit of a transformation, so pace yourself. Much of these can be done by yourself, but some of them will require a group effort. This is a good way for the circle to come together and select which tasks to tackle first, while assigning some of the items to individuals most qualified. I would highly recommend working on the items that will impact the circle first, such as setting up private open source cloud communication systems for the group, encrypted email accounts and encrypted calling services such as Telegram. It might be wise to bring your cell phones to one meeting so that everyone can help one another out while installing these apps and other cell phone related tasks listed below. Once that is complete, cell phones should not be brought into meetings. Many of these items are things you can do in your home and on your own and maybe welcome new habits you find enjoyment in. Other items may be a little more challenging, which is why the support of the circle is so powerful. You will have multiple people to offer a helping hand. The basics. Unplug and turn off your TV, or get rid of it entirely, especially if it's a smart TV. You may consider setting up a second phone number on an app such as Call8, KALL8, to have forwarded to your phone. This will protect your main number and limit the amount of robocalls and other potential nefarious actions against you. Clean out and organise files on your computer. Remove the 200 bookmarks you don't need and only keep a small handful. Remove all the clutter to free your mind. Remove all application software you do not use. Clear your browser cache weekly. For speed, browsers will automatically cache website information, and sometimes they don't accept change very well. Here's some handy cache clearing instruction links for Mac OS, Safari, iOS Safari and Firefox. We do not recommend using Chrome or Outlook. What about Dissenter? Always read the terms and conditions when downloading or installing any apps. Though it is not recommended to install social media apps, these are the most dangerous ones because they sneak in information that allows them to access other areas of your phone. The 2013 documentary Terms and Conditions May Apply is a must-watch. Never save your password when asked. If you forgot your password and want to generate another, you will not be able to override the one you said to save. You will need to go to your keychain, find the password and manually delete it from your system. The best policy is to not save your passwords to your computer. To keep them safe, write them down on a piece of paper and put in a safe place. You can't hack paper. Computer security experts have begun recommending password managers such as Dashlane, 1Password, LastPass and RoboForm. There are some major advantages to these services as they generate and remember your passwords for you. You create one master password to access them. The information is saved onto your devices and powerfully encrypted, so it's almost impossible to hack. Be sure to always set up passwords and logins with double authentication where it is available. Unsubscribe to everything you find unnecessary. They can't put subliminal message directly into emails, or they can put subliminal messages directly into emails as well. If you're backing up files from your computer, back them up to an external hard drive, not to an online cloud. Take some time every day to be out in nature and ground yourself. Meditate and or pray several times a week and consider QI Gong to clear your energy field each day. This will help ground you as well. Lee Holden is a great source for free QI Gong videos you can follow along to. Catherine loves Yuan Gong and also provides a prayer book on the LBRY report available in PDF download or for purchase. I don't know what this is, the QI Gong. Keep your computer and mobile phone operating systems and applications up to date. Cybersecurity and privacy. Ditch the smartphone if you can. If you can't, we find Apple phones and Linux-based phones far preferable to Android. Beware because both Apple and Linux-based phones must connect with telecommunications providers, and that is where a lot of the trouble can start. I would have thought Apple was one of the worst ones. Linux-based phones take more knowledge and enjoy less tech support, so appreciate you may need help from a Linux Phone Pro. Apps are the big problem, so be careful what you download and put on your phone. Consider leaving your phone turned off and in the car. If you want to use a Faraday bag, appreciate that most do not work. Here is one that does by select fabricators. Remove all tracking apps from cell phone and all applications you don't need or use. It is best to uninstall social media apps from cell phones. Use encrypted services for phone calls and messaging such as Telegram, which can also be utilised on a desktop computer, which it can. Don't sleep with any spyware technology in your bedroom, especially a smartphone. Turn off Bluetooth on your phone unless it's absolutely necessary to occasionally turn on. If using GPS in your vehicle, be sure it's not one that transmits. Some experts believe all of them do, others say no, just some. We are not sure. Consider buying a hard GPS. Never use Google Maps. It would be a wise idea to pick up some good old-fashioned large printed road maps. Know where you're going using maps and be aware of the institutions and sites around you like military and enforcement locations. No video platform is safe, so understand that you may be recorded. Avoid corporate operating systems, including all Windows operating systems, Chromebooks and Amazon Fire computers. Use LibreOffice or OpenOffice instead of Microsoft. Use Thunderbird instead of Microsoft Outlook. Mac OS is recommended, or load a good Linux desktop distribution like Ubuntu Desktop or Mint on your existing PC hardware. If you're using Mac OS, make sure your firewall is enabled and you know how to configure it. Use ClamXAV antivirus, never heard of it. Firefox has a built-in ad blocker, or you can use Privacy Badger for Firefox, or for all browsers you can use uBlock Origin Ad. Experts have differing opinions on VPNs, which are virtual private networks that mask and hide your location, providing privacy and anonymity. On I personally use VPNs and have found them to work quite well for me. That said, proxy servers are also beneficial and some experts prefer using those. A proxy server is a remote application or appliance that acts as an intermediary for requests from clients seeking resources from services that provide those resources, which allow you to mask and hide your location. Some popular free proxy services are HideStar, HideMe, ProxySite, KProxy, VPNBook, MegaProxy, and Zenz2. For search engines, consider using DuckDuckGo for a start page. Avoid visiting questionable websites to avoid viruses and Trojans. Scams are at an all-time high, so be careful not to click on links inside emails, but rather type the URL into search bar if you're not sure the email is legit. Don't use unsecured public Wi-Fi. In your home, connect directly by Ethernet if you can, which I have. If your ISP provides you with a router with built-in Wi-Fi, ask them to turn it off for you, then purchase a Netgear or Linksys mesh router and plug it into the back of your router, which will allow you to turn off Wi-Fi when not using it. Here is a handy tutorial. I think I can turn mine off when I'm not using it. It has a button there to turn the Wi-Fi off. Take the time to go into various background search databases and remove yourself from them, along with all other sites, and reduce your digital footprint. Every time you enter your full address and contact info into another website, there's a good chance it's being sold off to third parties. Don't use email services by large corporations. If you need an alternative, we recommend Proton Mail and Start Mail. If you're looking for a full service provider that can provide website registration, hosting, and email for your domain, we recommend Infomaniac. Never heard of them either. I've heard of Proton Mail. An often overlooked source of domestic EMF and RF exposure comes from nearby high-tension power lines, AM, FM, shortwave broadcast, TV stations, and nearby military bases. These sources often present radically higher EMF and RF exposures than cell phone and Bluetooth. Effective radiated power can reach possibly exceed 1 million watts. The only way to really know your level of exposure is to hire a reputable engineering firm who can perform the required studies. This is an expensive solution that will remove all doubt. Observation and introspection to avoid MK techniques. When spending time on a computer, cell phone, or television, pay attention to your energy or emotion switching, like suddenly feeling warm and fuzzy or irritated. If you feel this shift for seemingly no reason, there's a good chance you were subjected to subliminal message or wave. Clear your mind, clear your energy field, and center your heart to get back on track. The more in tune you become, the more you will recognize the need to minimize use of these devices and free your mind from the attacks. Observe your reactions. If you are doing, feeling, thinking, or saying something that seems off to you, you were likely manipulated. Did you suddenly feel drawn to or inspired by someone who you don't really care for? Check yourself with your friends or circle to keep you on track. When you turn on a piece of equipment, understand what their incentive is. Are they selling you something? Are they trying to help or harm you? Protect your children. Everything pertaining to phones, television, and internet above should also be managed on your children's devices as well, with the addition of parental control settings. I'd prefer children don't have any of other than, even television. They need to get out and just ride bikes and do what we did when we were young. Although I still watch TV, I was out most of the time with friends. Not to invoke fear, but I do not recommend a smartphone for children due to the high level of indoctrination, entrainment, mind MK tactics, and predators targeting children. Okay, I don't even know if I can say that word. This here is a huge industry which directly correlates to the child trafficking industry, generating $150 billion in revenue annually. Protecting your children from technology that drives these industries is of the utmost importance. I have written extensive reports on child trafficking nests and how they operate. This here, again, is the gateway. This industry, the P industry. It rhymes with horn. Okay, is the gateway. Okay, I'm going to say it. Pornography is the gateway. The entertainment industry is famous for doing this to children. This word here, just, looking at Netflix cuties, that is also a trap. Oh God, I can't say the word. They won't. I'm sure I'll get in trouble if someone is browsing that. Okay, and stumbles upon some sort of kitty. A control file may be created which can be used at any time to entrap a person into a felony or for blackmail purposes. Do you see how it's used? This industry, the whole industry needs to go. You do know there was once a time without it, and people wonder why assaults are going up against people because this industry is just insane. Okay, search your local sex offenders registry. Be aware of who is in your neighbourhood. You may consider showing the mugshot photos to your children and letting them know they should not befriend them if they see them in the neighbourhood. So, warning, stranger danger. If your children are still in public schools, be sure to review their entire curriculum, especially the books they are to read and any books being read to them. Also, explore the school library. They have been indoctrinating children through books for several decades now, filling their minds with broken families, not to trust parents, that agenda, see, this is what I mean. I just don't feel YouTube is not just, I don't know what I can say and what I can't. The CC hoax, I don't know, if you know what that is, that one. Very dark stories to instill fear and books that would incite rage and anger. Okay? Find out what your children are learning about and discussing in school, what signs and visual aids are posted through the school, and what they are playing on televisions in the classroom. Most public schools are pushing the agenda, whereby they are telling children they can choose what they want to be, trying to create an identity crisis. From locker rooms to sporting events, pronouns to removing words, they are seeding their minds with mass confusion. The PP, these people here, is involved with many public schools as well, and their goal is to do that to children. Find out if they're involved in your children's school. The CC, this one here, and sustainability is a huge veil that's been placed over children's eyes to make them believe they need to grow up and fight for the environment, when it's really about training them to be good soldiers for controlled smart cities. Be sure to teach your children the difference between respecting and caring for the environment versus their agenda. Agenda 21 to 2030 are good places to review for this. LBRY has dedicated page to the MK techniques on young people and children. Catherine Austin Fitz of the LBRY report recommends the Parent's Guide to Texting, Facebook and Social Media. Honestly, I think kids would be better off without it. Using technology to your advantage. How to create an open source cloud that the Circle can use to share documents. Get off the public cloud, set your own cloud on a local computer that someone in the Circle owns so that the documents can be shared among the group. Someone in the Circle who is technology orientated would be best suited to set it up. Here are some basic instructions for utilising open source software. Or if you have someone who's technologically savvy, which is not me, the better option will be to set up a cloud server from scratch on Linux or set up a network attached storage, which is a cloud-based open source software that is pre-configured on the hardware and software level that can be purchased. Interesting. Okay, there are a lot of electromagnetic field EMF detectors and devices to protect you from too much EMF, which I have, and will be at the beginning of this video, available online. I've personally purchased a few items myself from EMF Harmonised. I'll have to say that because that's what I have purchased. There are other stores available, but I'm not familiar with them or other companies, so be sure to do your due diligence with research. That said, Catherine's tech team says that the Faraday pouches from selected fabricators do work, so I'm optimistic about their other products. I use IMRS PEMF mat for health and keeping my energy clear. Catherine uses something else for EMF protection, and QRS for health and keeping her energy field clear. The circle might wish to brainstorm some ideas for utilising the internet to educate others or sell a product or service, to raise funds that can be used for small software or technology purchases. Play some Bach or Gregorian chanting or Buddhist chanting to relax to soothing frequencies. Free your mind. Once many of these tasks become habits and routine, you'll begin to feel a sense of relief, like a weight has been lifted off your shoulders. You will have more free time, less distraction, and less confusion. You will likely feel more privacy and a sense of freedom, safer and more secure. You may also notice a shift in your energy field, as though something that was once piercing is no longer there. If someone in the circle is creating problems and not contributing ethically or isn't competent, you may have to make the tough decision to remove them from your circle. The circle is for support, not additional distractions or disruptions from meeting your goals. Just as in life with friends, sometimes we have to sever ties. Mantras and affirmations can be very powerful in deprogramming your mind from the infiltration of unneeded and unwanted information. Each morning upon awakening and night before sleeping, say this mantra to yourself or come up with one that works best for you. I will only allow information and frequencies into my mind and body that is best, for my best and highest good, that will serve my soul and keep me mentally and physically healthy. Always remember, you are not alone in this. Form your support circle and get to work. And there's a download for a handy checklist in PDF format, so you can print it out and work through the items to build a safer and more secure lifestyle for you and your family. Okay, so this is corysdiggs.com. If you ask me in the comments, I'll give you the link. I won't put the link in because I'm not sure what they're allowing and what they're not allowing, as I said. And this is something I'm trying to do. That's why I haven't been uploading a lot to YouTube, because I'm trying to, in a way, disconnect myself from a lot of social media. But I'm still going on Rumble and Odysee, as I said, because I'm free to speak there. It is really hard when you are not allowed to say certain things. And I think for that reason, that if they don't open up and allow people uncensored on YouTube, I believe they may have problems coming up. Big problems if they don't open up and let people talk. They need to, because it just drives people away. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about all this down below. It's something worth considering, apart from I don't need a circle, but I mean, you would need a circle, but it's the way it's said there is, it reminds me of preppers going off grid to, you know, that's not a bad thing. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's just that, I don't know, it's just sounded a bit, I don't think you need such a, or maybe you do. Maybe you do. You can let me know, guys. Where my head is right now is really, I need to take the break. I feel like I have information overload, and then I can't say things, and then it makes it even harder. So please, if you haven't already, please subscribe to Rumble. The links will be in the description below. Or Odysee, LBRY, or LBRY, or whatever it's called. It's the same thing. Odysee is taking over LBRY. So, yeah, I just happened to sign up to LBRY through Odysee, and I don't know how I got there. But anyway, it's good. It is a good platform as well. Okay, guys, let me know what you think down below, and I'll talk to you soon. I hope you all have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. Okay, guys. Bye.